for the whiteboard to load. The special topics, we were going to summarize last week's meeting. Season's greetings photos from 1956 photo, as soon as the whiteboard loads. Last year, this week, we had a Zoom meeting with Sister Margaret Mary, in which she gave us a little biographical sketch of her time at Notre Dame and Lourdes Academy. John Nagley and Alice Pillett were married on December 16th, 1904. I've got that on the whiteboard. Are we still? Couple stories about Connie and Barb playing in the snow back in 1948. A very interesting story about Sister Dolorosa Addison, who was Millie's teacher at St. John's High School. I actually did some research on her, so I'll mention her. We have a letter from Sister Margaret Mary to Mom, happy birthday. And we have a song, I guess a song that was inspired by her letter. Well, let's just say this was last week, just so you can remember. We had a story about my watch, actually. All right. Now, of course, we remembered Harold Stockert. There's a number of different holy days. Immaculate Conception, St. Nicholas Day. All right, that was about it from last week. And then we had a photo of Sister Margaret Mary's reunion in December. I think it might have been her, well, I forget what year it was. Well, let's see. Let's show season's greetings. Let me bring that to front. Bring to front. There we go. Season's greetings. Can everybody see that? 1956.
Yes.
That we sent that out. That was one of the few years I think we sent personalized Christmas greetings out. All right, just wanted to show you that. Bob, this wasn't on the agenda, but I'll just show that. Bob home from leave from Trinidad, British West Indies, December 21st, 1943 through January 10th, 1944. So they were together for, well, it looks like more than 2 weeks. And of course, he was stationed in Trinidad on a ship.
That was a pretty nice time for a leave, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
2 weeks.
Well, snow blankets the yard in soft white, and the cold air smells like fresh pine. Little Barbara, 3, and her sister Connie, almost 2, are bundled in cozy coats, mittens, and fuzzy hats, their cheeks pink from the chill. Between them wiggles Jingles, the playful black and white dachshund, tail wagging like a metronome. Jingles starts ahead, nose to the ground, sniffing every fresh footprint and barking excitedly at the swirling flakes. Jingles starts around their legs, then jumps into the snow, splashing white powder everywhere, prompting the girls to squeal and chase after him. They pause to pat his soft fur, whispering secrets about snow adventures and promising Jingles the biggest treat when they get to their house just behind them. The snow begins to thicken, but the 3-year-old, the 2-year-old, and their loyal Jingles keeps the fun going, their breath-forming little clouds with each laugh. Now, I think Barb actually remembers Jingles, but she can't tell us because she's not here in the front. This was in Mom's collection. Happy birthday, Mildred, December 18th, 1933 SMD. I can tell you all about that. There it is. Sister Dolorosa Zita Mae Addison was a devoted teacher at St. John's High School in Canton, Ohio, where your mother, Mildred, was a student. Sister Dolorosa gave Mildred religious tokens on Mildred's 14th birthday, December 18th, 1933, as a spiritual gift. Sister Dolorosa, born Zita Mae Addison in Jackson, Michigan, was the daughter of John and Adeline Flanagan Addison. She attended St. Mary's High School, then St. Mary College, later Mary Grove, and entered the apostolate in 1922. She became Sister Dolorosa in the novitiate and was professed in August 1925. She is buried at Immaculate Heart of Mary Cemetery, Monroe, Michigan. What did I find out about her? Of course, there's the trinkets, little metal, looks like some holy cards. SMD stands for Sacre Matris Dolorosae, or Sister of the Sorrowful Mother, a religious reference to the Virgin Mary, Our Lady of Sorrows. Anyway, I looked her up. She died on May 15th, 1977. That's her find a grave data. I'm sure that was Michigan. That would have been the mother house, I guess, for that order.
Monroe, Michigan, that's where the mother house is, right?
That's right. That's right. You know that. Well, I thought there was
Been there. It's about a half hour south of me. Not
Oh,
to the
okay.
cemetery, but to the mother house.
Well,
We used
that's
to meet
nice to
there
know.
sometimes.
I thought her resume was pretty interesting. She served for 50 years as a secondary teacher in many high schools in the Archdiocese of Detroit, in Flint, Jackson, and Canton, Ohio. Although she was by professional training an outstanding English teacher, she was engaged in various fields such as aeronautics. I just perked right up when I saw that. Journalism, mathematics, and in her later years, guidance and library work. After obtaining her BA from Mary Grove, she was granted a master's in education from Wayne State University and enrolled in advanced courses at the University of Detroit and Marquette University. Well, I was just looking because, we didn't mention it, but yeah, I mean, this is the anniversary of Mom's birthday. Letter from Sister Margaret Mary to Mom. Bring forward. Of course, that's not the actual letter. That's kind of a caricature. What did I have to say about that? Well, I have the actual letter, but the letter inspired a song, Happy Birthday to Millie. Happy birthday, dear Millie. This is just supposed to be sung to Happy Birthday to you, but we won't do that. That took a little effort last week to do that. Turned out well. I'm just going to read it to you. Happy birthday, dear Millie. This is not Sister's own words, but it was inspired by Sister's letter. Happy birthday, dear Millie. We celebrate your day. Your sister's words of love guide our sweet song this way. She wishes you joy and sunshine, blessings bright and true, and sends her heartfelt wishes for a wonderful birthday too. Actually, I am picking up the tune. May your life be filled with laughter, every moment sweet, like the love your sister writes, making your heart skip a beat. We're grateful for the memories, the hugs, and tender care, and hope your birthday's magic lifts you everywhere. And there's just one more stanza. All right, let's see. I didn't bring this out, but this was the anniversary of our grandparents. Let me just bring to front. That, of course, is Alice Pillett. That's not an actual photograph, but that is an actual photograph of St. John's Church. And I looked it up. St. John's Church has been there for a long time. So it's probably pretty much, I mean, I think the stained glass windows went in after they got married. But otherwise, it's the same church. It's been there like almost 200 years. I mean, 175 years or something standing. I know Jim Nagley mentioned that he got married there, and he apparently didn't know that Alice and John Nagley got married in that very same church. No, he got married in 1971 or two, something like that. He got married right out of college. Let's see. I thought the story about Sister Dolorosa was pretty interesting. And then, of course, maybe I should mention this. Last year's Zoom meeting, Sister talked about her time at Notre Dame and Lourdes Academy. And that's a video. I don't think I have a transcript of it. Sister, you want to say anything about that? I mean, we have a record of it. That'll all go into your biography, of course. Do you want to say anything about it now?
All right. Lourdes Academy was where I stayed. We went to Notre Dame College. There were 6 of us going at the same time, and every morning we would. I thought some good people would drive us down to get the bus. So I don't know if it was a bus, but we had to get there by 8 o'clock, and I can remember our veils flying in the wind, trying to get across the streets and highways to get on the bus. And some good gentleman had driven us down from Lourdes Academy on Franklin Avenue. And I went to Notre Dame College for my first year. And that was when I thought I was going to become a teacher. Almost all the Sisters of the Humility of Mary at that time were either nurses or teachers. And you practically knew what they were thinking of putting you in because of the place you went to college. And Notre Dame College was preparation for the teachers of secondary schools. And I thought I was going to become a teacher. So, and that summer it was changed, and they said they were looking for somebody to become a pharmacist. We had 3 hospitals, one in Lorain, Ohio, one in Warren, Ohio, and then St. Elizabeth in Youngstown, Ohio. And so they wanted to have a sister in each hospital. And one of them, Sister Adelaide, was the pharmacist, but she was made the administrator. So that left a position open for pharmacists. And so they asked if Mother Marignacia asked if I like to study. And I said, oh, yes, Mother, I like to study. I've been studying since I've been in the 1st grade. And she said, well, we're thinking of having you go to become a pharmacist. And I said, well, what could I say? I said, yes, I could do it. She said they knew it was a hard course, but nothing was asked of me, nothing was expected of me, just to do my best, because they had tried out a couple of sisters before that and it didn't work out. And so I thought, well, I'll do my best. And I think I prayed more than I studied, but I did make it through and went to St. Joseph's Hospital for my first year out.
I personally think that they picked you because you were smart. You had good grades, and pharmacy is not an easy subject. I'm not saying that teaching is easy, but they picked you probably because they thought you were the most
Qualified.
qualified. Yeah, that's what I think.
You were valedictorian at Central, weren't you, at Mount Marie?
Yes, yes, I was.
Okay.
I was always second. Second in
Second is fine. Second is
second
good.
in high school and second in college.
I think you were.
Walter Matthau. I can still remember his name from Duquesne University. He was first, and I was second.
Oh wow! Is it this big Walter Matthau that is the movie star?
Or was it Montague? Walter Montague.
Oh, okay, okay.
Matthau was I think he was an actor someplace. Actor. Walter Matthau.
Yeah, Walter Matthau was such a um the odd couple, wasn't it? The odd couple?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Well, I thought he was pretty good. All right. Well, that wraps up whiteboard for today.